Hi there. Can't sleep? Or maybe you just need a break from the noise of the world. You've come to the right place. Tonight, we're keeping it simple. Just some satisfying gameplay and 10 wholesome stories to help you unwind. No drama, no stress. Just a reminder that love is real and people are good. So, get comfortable, dim the lights, and let your mind drift off. Let's get into the first story. So, I'm a total perfectionist. High-strung, type A, the whole package. My ex used to call me a drama queen whenever I messed up. Last night, I tried to make this fancy lasagna for my boyfriend, Mark. I wanted everything to be perfect because he's had a stressful week. Long story short, I got distracted, the timer didn't go off, and I burned it to a crisp. The apartment filled with smoke. The alarm went off. It was a disaster. I immediately started crying, scraping this black gunk into the trash, waiting for him to get annoyed. But Mark just walked in, saw the smoke, saw me crying, and didn't even sigh. He gently took the pan out of my hand, put it in the sink, and hugged me from behind until I stopped shaking. Then he looked at the burnt mess and said, "Babe, honestly? Thank God, I was craving cereal anyway." He grabbed 2 bowls, poured us some cinnamon toast crunch, and we sat on the kitchen floor eating dinner. He told me, "You're cute when you try to burn the building down." It wasn't about the food. It was the fact that my failure didn't change his mood, that level of safety. That's rare. Story number 2. My husband is usually the most non-confrontational guy on earth, but his mother, she's a nightmare. Classic boy-mom energy. She's always making these little backhanded compliments about my weight or my cooking. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I've been working really hard on losing weight lately. I reached for a second dinner roll, and his mom loudly said, "Are you sure, honey? We wouldn't want you to ruin your progress." The table went dead silent. I froze. I was about to put the roll back and cry. Then I heard a loud clink, and my husband dropped his fork. He looked dead at his mother and said in this deep, scary voice, "Mom, if you ever comment on my wife's body again, we are leaving. Apologize. Now." She tried to laugh it off, saying it was a joke. He didn't smile. It wasn't funny. Apologize. She mumbled a sorry. He reached over, took the biggest roll from the basket, buttered it, and put it on my plate. He squeezed my hand and whispered, "Eat whatever the hell you want. I have never been more attracted to this man." Take a deep breath. Story number 3. I'm a major introvert. Once my social battery hits 0%, I physically need silence or I get super irritable. My girlfriend is the opposite. She's basically a golden retriever in human form. We were at a party last night, and about 3 hours in, I hit the wall. I didn't want to ruin her night, though, because she was having a blast. I went to the kitchen to breathe for a second. Suddenly, she appeared next to me. I thought she was going to ask me to dance. Instead, she scanned my face and whispered, "We're at 0, aren't we?" I nodded, feeling guilty. She just smiled and said, "Operation Irish Exit is a go." She grabbed 2 cupcakes, and we snuck out the back door without saying goodbye to anyone. She drove us home, put on my favorite oversized hoodie, and we watched cartoons in silence. She told me later, "I have more fun doing nothing with you than doing everything with them. If you find someone who respects your social battery, never let them go." Story number 4. I suffer from bad anxiety, and sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night having a panic attack. It's embarrassing, so I usually try to hide it. Last night at 3 a.m., I woke up gasping. I slipped out of bed to the living room so I wouldn't wake my boyfriend. Sam, I was sitting on the couch, rocking back and forth, trying to breathe. Suddenly, the bedroom door creaked open. Sam walked out, eyes barely open, hair messy. He didn't ask what's wrong. He just walked over, sat down, and pulled the heavy-weighted blanket over both of us. He took my hand and placed it on his chest, right over his heart. Just match my breathing, he whispered. In and out. I got you. We sat there for 20 minutes until I was calm. Before we went back to sleep, he mumbled, "Next time, wake me up sooner. You don't have to do the scary stuff alone. I've spent my whole life feeling like my anxiety makes me broken. It makes me feel like I'm just human." Relax. Story number 5. My wife has been feeling really down about herself lately. We just had our first baby 6 months ago, and she's struggling with her body image. She mostly lives in these oversized, stain-covered sweatpants. Yesterday morning, she was making coffee, hair in a messy bun, no makeup, and honestly, I was just staring at her, thinking about how beautiful she is. She turned around and caught me staring. Her face dropped. She crossed her arms and looked down. "I know," she said, voice cracking. "I look like a mess." "Stop looking at me." It broke my heart that she thought I was judging her. I walked over and kissed her. "Babe, I wasn't looking at the sweatpants. I was thinking about how lucky I am to wake up to this face. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Even with baby spit up on your shirt." She started crying, but she smiled. "Fellies, tell your partners they're hot when they look like gremlins. That's when they need to hear it most." So, number 6. I grew up in a house where mistakes were fatal. If I spilled milk, my dad would scream for hours. So I learned to walk on eggshells. I've been dating Alex for 2 years, and he loves his vintage BMW. It's his baby. Last week, I borrowed it, hydroplaned in the rain, and crashed into a guardrail. The front bumper was crushed. I sat on the side of the road, hyperventilating. I was terrified to call him. I expected him to scream, to break up with me. When I finally called, I was sobbing. "Alex, the car, I ruined it." He just asked, "Are you hurt?" When he arrived and saw the damage, he didn't even look at the car. He ran straight to me, checked me for injuries, and hugged me tight. "It's just metal," he said into my hair. "We can fix metal. I can't replace you." He didn't make me pay for it. He didn't bring it up in arguments. It made me realize how much trauma I was carrying and how healthy love is actually supposed to look. Oh my God. Next. My boyfriend and I are broke college students. Ramen noodles are a luxury right now. Our anniversary was coming up, and I told him to skip it because we couldn't afford dinner. I came home from my shift at the library, exhausted, and opened the door to our tiny studio. My jaw dropped. He had built a massive blanket fort in the living room using every sheet we own. He strung up Christmas lights and set up a picnic on the floor, grilled cheese sandwiches cut into heart shapes, and a bag of generic chips. He put on his only suit and welcomed me to Shea Blanket. We ate grilled cheese and watched movies on his laptop. He gave me a handwritten letter about all the reasons he loves me. It cost him maybe $5 to put together, but it felt more expensive than any 5-star restaurant. It just proved that effort is a currency, and this man is rich in it. 8. My husband is a very stoic man. He's not big on PDA and doesn't write poetry. He shows love by fixing my car or doing taxes, but he's also a massive sleep talker. Usually it's nonsense about turtles or work. Last night I was reading in bed next to him while he slept. He suddenly shifted, draped his arm over me, and pulled me closer. I leaned in, thinking he was going to say something funny. Instead, he sighed happily and whispered, clear as day, "She's so pretty. How did I get her? I gotta be nice to her. She's my best friend." Then he started snoring again. I literally cried. I don't need poetry anymore. I have the sleepy confessions. For the first 6 months of dating Ryan, I pretended to be the cool girl. I acted like I loved football. I hate it and didn't care if he texted back. It was exhausting. Finally, one Sunday, he turned on the game and handed me a beer. I just snapped. I put the beer down and said, Ryan, look, I hate beer. I hate football. I like knitting and true crime. And I want tea. I held my breath, waiting for him to be disappointed. He blinked, then turned off the TV. Thank God, he said. I actually hate this team. I just thought you liked it. Can we watch that serial killer show instead? We spent the rest of the day drinking tea. Turns out being cool is overrated. Being comfortable is everything. And the last, 10. I travel a lot for work, mostly living in hotels. My last girlfriend cheated on me because I was never around. I'm currently dating Lisa. Last week, I had a layover in her city at 5 a.m. I wasn't leaving the airport, just texted her jokingly. Waving at you from Terminal B 20 minutes later, she called, I'm outside curbside pickup. Come out. I ran out, and there she was in her pajamas, hair messy, sitting in her car. She handed me a homemade burrito and a coffee. I missed your face, she said, but I figured 10 minutes is better than nothing. She drove 2 hours round trip at 4 a.m. just to hug me for 10 minutes. I'm proposing next month. I bought the ring as soon as I landed. And that was our last story for tonight. I hope your heart feels a little lighter and your mind is finally quiet. If you're still awake, thank you for spending this time with me. If you enjoyed these stories, feel free to subscribe. I'll be here with more soon. But for now, just let go of the day. Take one last deep breath. Close your eyes. Good night.